welcome to St. John's, Arizona. High above the right field of the softball field, we're getting ready to get started. St. Augustine out of Tucson playing the St. John's Lady Redskins in a play-in game. And we have the plate at the meeting, and then we will be able to get started here. Welcome.
Or the meeting at the plate.
The meeting at the plate. In the rule book, it's called a plate meeting. Maybe. So we got the fist bumps going around. Looks like the meeting is officially ended, and the Redskins will take the field.
Lady Redskins pitcher Ashton Crosby comes to the pitching circle.
All right, leading off for St. Augustine and head coach Bill Moten. We have number 13, who's also the pitcher. And I'm not sure if I'm saying this name right. Let's see if I can find it from Max Preps. What number is that?
13.
Number 13, Kaylee Gracia.
Gracia.
Gracia, a sophomore.
Like Garcia, but Gracia.
Correct. And then number 7, Alessandra Santa Cruz. Who's playing shortstop. And Haley Walsh will be in the hole. As Kaylee steps to the plate, Ashley Crosby steps forward, delivers. That's a little bit high.
It's a beautiful sunny day here in St. John's, Arizona, unlike yesterday. Where we had rain and threatening clouds. Second pitch, a little high again.
So what a difference a day makes. Obviously yesterday, threatening rain clouds the whole day, a little bit of sprinkles, a little chilly. And today we have slight breeze, but it's quite warm.
I picked the right day to be out here.
You did pick the right day to be out here.
First batter is walked.
So now we have Alessandra Santa Cruz.
We have a runner on first. Looks like we have a left-handed batter. That was high.
And Alessandra's batting .182 for the season in 13 games.
Nice.
And a swing and a miss.
Third pitch hits the batter. She'll take the base, which will put runners on first and second with our number 16, Walsh, up to bat. She hits the ball. It's deep, and that's an out. Caught by, is that Hannah Burt? So we have one out. Runners on first and second still. Coach giving her a little advice over there, pep talk. Runners advance to second and third.
We have the admissions office, it looks like, from St. Augustine on our live stream. So if you could give us any information about your players and how they're doing, we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to know about more of our players.
Looks like we have a hit. Joanne Wall makes a diving attempt, but it's just a little short of getting that. It was out of her reach.
That plays two for St. Augustine.
So we have one out, the top of the first. 2 runs scored by St. Augustine and 1 runner on first.
That's number 19. Brenda Canali, freshman. Batting, looks like she's batting 333 this year.
Swing and a miss for a strike. I believe that's 1-1. One of us is supposed to pay attention to that.
It's hard to see. I don't think the scoreboard is up today. We've had scoreboard trouble the last couple of years here. Mr. Bradshaw with the school working hard on it. He's having difficulties with it. Suppliers have a foul ball.
Looks like we don't have a Kale here today running after the ball.
No Kale chasing the ball.
Beautiful strike for our second out. Struck out the batter. Looks like Ashton is getting in a groove here. May have had a little nerves at first. She's usually very consistent in her pitching. Little high. Ashton actually has a birthday tomorrow, if I'm remembering correctly. She's a Cinco de Mayo baby, I think. Or is it her sister? Second strike thrown by Ashton. That was a high errant pitch. Runner goes to second and is safe. Two strikes on the batter. Runner on second. 2 outs. And that was a strike.
And that ends the first half of the first inning, and it looks like St. Augustine's up 2-0.
The Lady Redskins will now come up to bat with Chantel Perry leading off.
And the admissions officer for St. Augustine says there are 6 freshmen on this squad, which making a play-in game with that young of a team is really an impressive feat.
That is impressive. We have a young team as well, so these teams might be well suited to playing each other.
Absolutely.
We have 1 senior.
Yeah, the lone team for St. John's is
Joanne Wall.
Joanne Wall, who's the center fielder, as well as the number 3 hitter for St. John's.
We have, I think, 2 juniors.
So, and to the St. Augustine's admissions, anything that you'd like to let us know about your team, we're more than willing and would love to hear about them and be able to talk about your young ladies and let everyone know how good they are. Pitcher seems to be, as she's warming up, quite consistent around the plate, which is always a great thing. And these poor girls, I'm not sure what part of Tucson they are in, but that's, you know, approximately a 5-hour drive, and it's not an easy drive. And they showed up shortly before game time. They got a few extra minutes to get warmed up, and that's why we started late today.
We have Chantel Perry at the plate, also known as Yankees.
And Chantel's a junior.
Got a piece of that, went foul. It looks like we might have the baseball team watching over there. Is that the baseball team?
It is. The baseball team's here to support the Lady Redskins. Yesterday, softball supported the baseball team as they got a big win against, who did they play yesterday? Arizona Lutheran. Arizona Lutheran Academy, 17-1. So
that pitch was high. Chantel had to duck out of the way.
Looked like a little change-up. And pitcher Kaylee Gracia is a junior with an excellent fastball, and she's very good at changing speeds. And one of the things that I've noticed as a softball official, that the ability of a pitcher to change speeds is almost devastating to the offensive players.
Well, you get used to it coming to you at one speed, and then, almost an out there.
Drop foul ball. We had 2 strikes on Chantel, but you know, if you have a good, decent fastball, and then you have the ability to throw a change-up, you can really catch the hitters off guard and make it a tough day for them.
Looks like Mr. Bradshaw might have been out there checking the scoreboard again.
There's a change-up.
And a strikeout.
Great change-up that fooled the batter, struck her out. That's one of my favorite pitches as an umpire, is to see that changeup come in.
That'll be 1 out, and Kim Lucero comes to the plate. Or the St.
Marissa.
John's Redskins. Oh, Marissa. They moved it around.
Number 9, Marissa, who's playing second base. And she chops at one at her head and sends it foul ball. And the right fielder's getting the ball back in. And the pitch. Another high one, but she swings, hits it to the third baseman, throws to first base, and gets the out. 2 down, bottom of the first for the Redskins.
We have our only senior, Joanne Wall, up to bat.
This is one, you know, Joanne carries a big stick up there with her. She has a lot of power. She's been hitting home runs since her freshman year. And with the wind blowing out, it's one where you want to keep the ball low on her, not let her get into one. Great changeup again. And the pitch, a little bit high, fastball, but swing and a miss for 0-2 count. And pitch a bit high. And Joanne's up there swinging. She wants to get a
piece of it.
She wants to drive this ball. Being a senior in her last year of softball, which is the sport that she loves, you know, she's going to give it all she has today. And the changeup fools.
Gets her.
Can't hold back and strikes out swinging. So it's 2 strikeouts in the first inning for St. Augustine pitcher. And then St. John's goes down 3 up, 3 down.
That's a tough at bat for them.
And a great job pitching by Kaylee. That's a good start for St. Augustine. You know, after that long bus ride, that's what they needed, was to get off to a good start. 2 runs in the top of the first, hold St. John's to 0, and get back out, get their bats back in.
There's a slight breeze. Not too bad yet. We're known in St. John's for our wind up here in the high mountains, but especially in St. John's. There was once a Jeopardy question, I believe, about the wind speeds
I
in
think you're
this
correct.
area.
It wasn't too long ago. I don't think it was that the Jeopardy question was.
It was a while. I think it was the safest, windiest city.
The safest, windiest city.
Let me check it out. I remember that.
And Victor Chavez, who's our main guy when it comes to live streaming, knows how to run this giant contraption, get everything working right, is looking it up for us. So up to bat, I believe it is number 9, A. Romero, who's also the right fielder.
You know, Victor is also coordinating umpires for Little League games. So he's a multitasker. Wears many hats.
Just low on that pitch. And you know, if you're near baseball, near softball, you come out and you see it, and the umpires are there, and the game goes on pretty smoothly, and that's a swing and a miss. And you don't understand the difficulties it is to get the officials, the umpires, to these games. And Victor is learning firsthand, because in Sholo tonight, where they're playing and he's taking care of the Little League side, they usually use the high school kids, but the high school has their senior night as they're finishing up their regular season in the 3A conference. So he's struggling to find an umpire. So if anyone from St. Augustine's would like to come up to Sholo and umpire a Little League game, Victor would appreciate it.
Or if anyone from St. John's wants to go over and umpire.
Absolutely.
That might be a little closer.
It might be a little bit closer. Either way, Victor would appreciate the help. And that's a walk. Now it looks like we should have number 8, B. Pampa. With runner on first, no outs. Kind of squares to bunt, but sees that the ball's coming high, pulls back for the ball.
A little outside on that pitch.
And that one looks like it might have been just inside.
Yeah, I
Should
thought
be-
that.
should be
Oh,
3-0.
it might have been a strike. It was close. That was
a pitch down the middle, called for a strike, and you could tell that the batter was taking the entire way. Pitch hit to the second baseman, looks at second, throws to first, gets the 1 out. So St. Augustine with a runner on second base, 1 out. Number 3, A. Aldana, who is also the left fielder, up to bat. And we have Dandra Martinez. As the first pitch is a strike. And for St. John's, it's good to see the pitcher finding the strike zone and starting to get consistent with it. And there's a foul ball. The admissions from St. Augustine, Victor says they're in. They umped intramural games at the University of Dayton. And that's the athletic director, Greg Bomber. Thanks, Greg. We will see you in Sholo tonight for the 7:30 game. It's only about 6 hours to Sholo.
if you have a plane,
It's 4 hours.
you might be able to make it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the Salt River Canyon. It's a beautiful view. So now we have 2 outs, 1 on second base for St. Augustine. And Ariana Aldana is the freshman left fielder.
Another freshman.
Another freshman. So now we're at the top of the order
Fouled off.
with our pitcher, who we know is quite young. Well, she's a junior. excellent fastball. So she's pitched a great first inning.
She gets a piece of that.
Just over the shortstop's head. Gets past the
Runner.
right fielder.
Throw to home is too late, and that'll be 3 runs for St. Augustine.
It's 3-0 St. Augustine. Nice little bloop hit right there. Just enough to get beyond the outstretched arm of Chantel Perry, and that plates a run.
That was perfectly placed.
And the left fielder tries to pick it up with her bare hand, misses, and
Again.
that allows the runner to go.
2 down. Runner on second.
And first pitch is a strike. Second pitch, swing and a
Another
miss.
strike.
Oh, no balls, 2 strikes. So if you're St. John's at this time, you want to get this out. You want to have any more runs scored. Oh, they're just at the knees. Tough pitch for strike 3. So 1 run, 2 hits.
1 left on base.
3-0 St. Augustine. I believe they're the Wolves. And Ariana Aldana, who was a freshman left fielder, she earned the starting job with about 4 games left in the season. So she's a young player and a young starter.
The Lady Redskins are looking to get some hits here.
If you're St. John's, yes, Lady Redskins, you definitely need to get started. You can't go 3 up, 3 down, and definitely cannot allow the St. Augustine Wolves to get any bigger of a lead. Looks like she's finishing up her warm-up pitches.
If I would have known the baseball team was here, we could have gotten one of them up here.
We could have got Dion up here, and he could have talked about his sister, and we could have had an argument as to which one was the better athlete.
There you go.
Or Justice.
Justice, Dion.
Victor's still working on that, so looks like he's definitely not going to take up the athletic director. So you're off the hook tonight. And I'd ask how a person from the University of Dayton makes his way out to Arizona, but I found my way to schools in North Dakota and Missouri, so I guess it happens quite easily.
That's what Arizona is. Implants, right? People who move here for the great weather.
Absolutely.
The lack of natural disasters.
Just wildfire. Well,
yeah, lots of wildfires.
That's up north. Well, actually, they had them down all over the state this last year, so.
It's rare to have native Arizonans. I'm one.
Oh, Greg's
so
happy.
Are you. All 3 of us are.
Greg's happy that we gave him a heads up. He had already started on his way up here to do the game for you today, Victor. So,
I appreciate it.
Sorry, man, I might have to go do it for you. But I've heard the Shiloh fans yell at me before, so I probably won't make it. That ball a little
This
bit
is
high.
Olivia Wiltbank up to bat, right?
Let me flip.
Our first baseman. She's a sophomore.
Absolutely, it's Olivia. We have Ashton Crosby on deck and Faith in the hole. And this little pitcher.
Struck out. Pitcher is doing very well.
Yeah, she's tough. You can tell it. It's definitely a tough pitcher. To be a tough day today.
And now our pitcher, St. John's pitcher, Ashton Crosby, comes up to bat.
I'll tell you how good Gracia is. She struck out 17 in a 9-inning game.
Wow.
Against Bisbee. That's
impressive.
Tremendous game right there. 17.
That is impressive. And she's only a junior, so she'll be back next year.
Good little speed, good pop right there. Another strike. And then she has that change of speeds, so that makes her doubly tough. Another called strike. That's 2 strikes on the batter.
I think that St. John's better start swinging with all these strikes she's throwing.
That's a lot easier to get a hit when the bat leaves the shoulder. And a swing and a miss.
And she did swing. Goes down swinging on called strike 3.
I believe that's her 3rd strikeout already.
I believe so.
She had 2 in the first, so in 1+ innings, she's at 3 strikeouts.
We have 2 up and 2 down for the St. John's Redskins and Faith Shirley.
And Brett, we're grateful that you could be on here with us and didn't have to make the trip up from Tucson. And we have a drive between.
That is a good hit by Faith Shirley.
She's digging for 2.
She is going for the double and will make it. Standing.
That's the first base runner for the Lady Redskins. First hit. And really first ball that had been hit today. There was a couple foul balls, but they were weakly hit, so that was a nice drive between left and center field.
So we have Faith on second, 2 outs.
And Brett, this is my lovely wife who's helping me today. We usually have my son here too, and we call us the Hancock Trio. And but he got a little bit sick today at school, wasn't feeling well, so we had him go home as the runner advances to 3rd.
So we're the Hancock duo today.
My best half is to my right. And the pitch. Oh, another drive to
Another
center
hit,
field.
And that will
That gets to the
score a run for the Redskins.
gets to the fence as she digs for 3. The play at third base. She slides in. The ball gets past the third baseman.
It looks like she will
She hustles
score.
back, gets it. Is able to score. So now we have 3-2 ball game. Lady Redskins have found a couple of bats.
Great base running by Faith. Was that Faith?
I think so.
Or was Faith on base?
Ashton had struck out. Faith was on base, and Brooke.
That was Brooke. Brooke, our Redskins catcher.
Yes, now we have Hannah.
Hannah Burt.
Hannah Burt, left fielder up to bat. And the middle to lower part of this lineup has given a little bit of a spark to the Redskins and turned this into a 3-2 ball game.
That's what the Redskins needed, is a little bit of success.
And with Gracie up here pitching, I think it's going to be a heck of a ball game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of runs scored as ball's hit to the shortstop, fields it, and throws it out at first base to end the inning. 3-2. St. Augustine's as we head into the 3rd.
And the Redskins put themselves on the scoreboard.
So now the Redskins have a little bit of confidence as they go back in, a little bit of momentum as they come back out on the field, and we'll see how Ashton's able to pitch from here, and hopefully their heads are up a little bit.
Takes a little bit of pressure off Ashton. Heading to the top of the 3rd. Or we're at the top of the 3rd.
Top of the 3rd.
And we have our track team behind us on the football field.
As well as behind the softball field throwing the javelin out there.
And it looks like we have James Thomas and Asher Rabin taking a nap.
So, Brett, as we were talking earlier, we're looking for an official, for an umpire tonight in Sholo. You interested?
We got it.
Oh, never mind. Victor's got it. He breathed a heavy sigh of relief and appreciates everyone's concern, but he has gotten the Sholo Little League taken care of for tonight. Guys, Ashton has finished the warm-up pitches. Looks like we have number 16, Walsh, coming to the plate.
I believe she had a hit last at bat.
I believe she did. She might have been the one that Joanne missed on the dive and plated 2 runs. And swing. The ball's a little bit low, but swung and missed. And a drive to left field. Foul ball. Bounces over the fence. Hits a tire. Looks like our wrestling coach, Brandon Crosby's on the hustle down there. And that ball bounces in. Ball 1.
Ashton is the last of Brandon Crosby and Carrie Crosby's children. They play here at St. John's High School. They've had a great run.
A tremendous athletic family.
With their kids playing sports and involved in other activities at St. John's High School. Carrie is a teacher, Brandon a wrestling coach, here for many years.
I believe that's full count now.
That one in the dirt.
Walks her. That's tough. You get up, no balls, 2 strikes, and then you lose them and walk them. That's tough for a pitcher, and tough for the defense. But if you're on the offensive side, you're happy to see that. So now we have 21. Martinez, the designated player, pops up to second baseman, who gets it one down.
1 down, runner on first.
And that should be number 19.
Top of the 3rd.
Canali. And that ball bounces in for ball 1.
Another pitch in the dirt for Ashton.
And ball bounces in, gets past the catcher.
The runner advances to second.
And Walsh is able to get to second base. With 1 out, St. Augustine's has 1 in scoring position. Ball hit up the middle.
That is a nice hit, Joanne.
Joanne Wall comes firing to home plate, throws a strike.
Beautiful throw in from Joanne. Keeps the runner at third. We have runners on first and third for St. Augustine with 1 out. Strike or ball. Fouls that one off. I'm flying solo right now. Second out, caught by our catcher. Runners on second and third. Paul had to answer the phone because it's his boss calling. Two outs, 2 on base. Who do we have up for St. Augustine?
I'm not sure. I can't see the... Maybe Romero, number 9? So Brett is the father to Brenda Canali. I hope I said that right. I would hate to mispronounce it. She's the catcher. And called strike.
It's a beautifully thrown strike by Ashton.
And pitch just a bit outside. Walk, loads the bases up.
Loads the bases with 2 outs.
Now we have number 8, Pampa, the second baseman. It's a timely visit by the catcher to Ashton. Try to calm her down. St. John's, you don't want to give up any runs. You've already shown that St. Augustine's pitcher's tough, and probably not going to be a whole lot of runs scored, so you don't want to let them extend their lead anymore at this point.
Just hoping for that third out here if you're St. John's. If you're St. Augustine, you're hoping for a hit, score some more runs.
And strike one.
Ashton starts off with the strike.
And Brianna, who's at bat now, is a junior.
It's like the count is 1-1.
Great block by the catcher. You know, when the
Catcher Brooke is a sophomore.
bases loaded right now, the catcher has to come up big and make sure that every ball is blocked and doesn't get past. So another ball.
3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike. Worst thing you can do right here is walk a batter in. So you want to come in here with your best pitch. And that's ball 4. 4-2 for St. Augustine as Aldana,
Bases loaded. We'll have a
the left fielder.
conference in the circle, not on the mound, as I have learned.
The pitcher's circle.
Thank you for that. I was going to say the same thing. The mound.
Mound circle.
A few games ago, when I was muted for half the game, I was asking about that.
Yeah, last time we did our softball game, there was a technical error because of yours truly. Forgot to unclick a button that left us muted for half of the game.
You know, he says it was a technical error, but it was his chance to mute his wife.
Every man. I just gained points right there. I gained man points for that one.
Every man's dream. Just hit the mute button. Wife is talking. Can't hear it.
And first pitch, strike. And a fist bump from Victor. I hope his wife's not paying attention here. He might be in the doghouse tonight.
You guys can both sleep in the doghouse. Or the camp trailer.
And that pitch is bounced.
It's actually very nice.
It's a very nice camp trailer. It's got 2 TVs.
You know, with this selling market, I keep telling Paul we should just sell our house and move into the camp trailer.
Ball 2, high. Figure we'll just pull it in behind the loft, and that way we have free power. And that pitch right at the knees, strike 2. And Greg says I'm his hero. So Greg, I'm here for you, my man. And batter thought that was ball 4, and then she swings at ball 4 to retire the sides.
And that is a sigh of relief for the St. John's Redskins.
And St. John's
Get out of that inning.
St. Augustine is able to plate 1, extending their lead 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
So I'd never noticed until we were up here a few weeks ago that the pitcher circle was actually flat for softball. So when I went to call it a mound, I noticed it was flat, and then I got instructed by my husband about how in softball it is a pitcher's circle, not a mound.
Pitcher circle, which has a lot of the same requirements, same restrictions on the pitcher as the mound does in baseball.
I never played softball myself, that's why I never noticed. I've watched many games, but never noticed that.
And Suzanne is a die-hard Redskin fan, and she comes by it naturally. Her grandma chased the Redskins all over the state and was at many of their games. It's a great tradition that she carries on. And look at this mirror images. St. Augustine has a Hall of Fame coach. He's won titles before and have had some top teams in the past. Well, I can tell you, just the couple innings that we've seen, you can tell that they are a well-coached team.
Yes.
They have a great little pitcher. She's mixing up the speed of her pitches and location, and she's done a great job for the first 2 innings. I believe she struck out 3 at this point. She has given up 2 runs on, I think it was 2 hits. and but she's made it tough for the Lady Redskins.
And watching them bat, they're impressive at the plate as well.
Yeah, they're not giving anything up. This looks like number 20, Darcy.
Darcy is a freshman.
Starts off with a great first pitch strike. I tell you, it's going to be a tough go for the Lady Redskins with this pitcher. She's definitely not giving them anything easy to hit. And then again, changing speeds, changing locations. Strike 2. And speaking of beautiful days, again, like we were talking about earlier, yesterday was cold, wet, windy. Today's a little bit of a breeze, but it's beautiful day weather. Probably in the 70s, and there's her 4th strikeout of the game.
Darcy goes down swinging. Yes, yesterday we had to build a fire at our house. So chilly.
So again, Greg, if you want to come up and help me cut wood this summer, I'm looking for help there too. And now we have Chantel Perry. Second at bat, she dribbles it down the first baseline. First baseman picks it up, steps on her bag. Out number 2.
This is a little bit unusual for Chantel. She usually gets on base. She has a high on-base percentage.
Now I believe Marissa. Second baseman is up. 2 down. Bottom of the 3rd. First pitch strike. You can hear a disgruntled fan not liking that call. Second pitch, that's a little bit outside the ball. I tell you, one of the coaches, the head coach for St. Augustine, Bill Moten, but the assistant coach, his name is Coach Pablo. So when we talked earlier today, we figured we wouldn't forget each other's names.
Paul and Pablo.
So he's able to get us some information. I shared the link, so hopefully he was able to share it with a lot of people down there in Tucson who were unable to make the trip, as that pitch is a called strike.
St. Augustine dugout cheering that pitch.
That was a great pitch, great location. Change up, and great pitch. Again, as an umpire, I love the changeup. I love seeing that come in. And it's like in baseball. If the pitcher has a great curveball and it just fools the batter, it'll buckle their knees. The changeup can do that to a person in softball as well. So I love a great changeup like that. I'm having a great time watching St. Augustine's pitcher. And Pablo's the dad of the first baseman, Osley. So I know Pablo's a great man. I mean, only great men have that name. So I agree, Greg. That was a nasty pitch. It's a lot of fun to watch. I would not want to be the one trying to be disciplined enough to wait for that pitch, but also be able to try to catch up to a fastball. I think I'd probably pull something.
That was 3 up and 3 down again, right?
It was 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts in the inning. I think that makes it 5 strikeouts for the game. So if you're St. John's, you really just need to bear down right here. Ashton needs to throw strikes, try to get back in the dugout as we're in the top of the 4th inning. Should have brought my binoculars so I could see the numbers better.
13 right there.
Number 13, our pitcher, Gracia, up to bat. At this point, she'd like to help herself.
Pitch is high for a ball.
And there's a strike.
1-1. Gets a piece of that, fouls it off. 1-2 on the count.
Little history on Bill Moten, the coach, from our good friend at Mirror Images, is a drive to left field.
Joanne Wall catches that for out number 1.
And that was a nice drive. I mean, that was probably 4 or 5 feet away from the fence, and Joanne was able to make a one-handed grab out there. But Bill Moten, St. Augustine, was runner-up in 1997 while he was at Desert Christian. In 1998, they beat Joe City. That's my alma mater, by the way, so I'm not happy about that one. And then he's been in many semifinals with St. Augustine and lost to perennial powerhouse Joseph City. And Joe City, for a lot of years, had tremendous pitching, and it was very, very tough. They beat Shello a lot.
That was a bunt.
Bunt to the pitcher, gets past the second baseman covering first base.
Runner makes it to second.
And Santa Cruz is at second base. Gracia, I believe is how her name is pronounced.
Gracia.
Yeah, Grawcia. Gracia. Oh, drive to left field.
Wow.
Gets past the left fielder, and that's going to plate another one for St. Augustine, and she's digging for second base. And
that was a hard hit ball.
And Walsh gets to a stand-up double as plates another run. Tell you, this is a really good St. Augustine team. They're hitting the ball hard.
That was a hard hit ball. Runners on second. 5-2 ball game.
I believe so. First pitch, and that hits Miss Martinez, and she jogs down to first base. So we have 2 on.
2 on and 1 out.
I believe that is correct. Joanne had the 1 catch, I believe.
We have a designated runner. I don't know if that's what they call it in. Is that what they call it in softball?
That going for, yeah, it's a pinch runner. So we have a substitution as number 17 comes in. Jay Heath for number 21, Martinez. We have DL Reyes is here. She's the team grandma. She's been adopted by
Welcome, Grandma.
Brenda Canali's grandma, and the team has adopted her to be the team grandma. We appreciate you being here.
We love grandmas here at Legacy Teen Productions.
Legacy team, we do. Grandmas are the best. And first pitch at the knees for a strike. And drive to Chantel, just gets underneath her glove. Joanne struggles picking it up, and her throw is going to be a little up the line and too late. Another run plated by St. Augustine, making it 6-2. There's a lot of excitement in the St. Augustine dugout. Number 18, Juarez, up to bat.
You can sense a little frustration for the St. John's team.
And a foul ball. Yeah, you can definitely feel that St. Augustine's is gaining confidence, and St. John's is starting to feel a little frustrated. That pitch a little bit low. And a drive down the line. Stays fair. Just hits the line. That's going to plate. Nope. Runners at second and third.
That'll
now.
Load the bases.
I don't think you could hit that ball any better than that. I mean, that thing hit the line.
The dust.
Yep, we saw the chalk.
The chalk flying up. We have a good vantage point for that right there.
This is a nice view.
This really is a great
Weather's
view.
Perfect. This is like the best up here.
And ball hit to the first baseman. She throws it home and gets the force out at home.
It's 2 outs.
So now we have 2 outs, bases loaded.
Is it 7-2 now?
I'm not sure if it's 6 or 7. First pitch, strike, and that thing is going to drop in front of the right fielder. We're going for 2 runs here. The throw in time. Catcher holds on to the ball, gets the 3rd out, so it looks like St. Augustine was able to plate another one. And I think it's either 7 or 8-2. And clearly right now the momentum is in St. Augustine's dugout. If you're St. John's, you need to figure something out here, get a couple base hits, start trying to play some runs, and get back into this ball game.
You might be able to hear the wind picking up a little.
You know, and for Ashton, she's pitching pretty well. St. Augustine's just hitting the ball and making the plays that they need to be made right now. And Gracia is pitching a tremendous ball game. Coach Pablo comes in to warm her up as the catcher's trying to get changed real quickly. You know, I'm not sure how it sounds on the other end, but in our ears, the microphone makes it sound like it's blowing a lot harder than it is. When it's not blowing that hard. It's a nice little breeze, but it definitely sounds in our ears like it's blowing really, really hard. So. St. Augustine finishes up their warm-up pitches. We should have Joanne Wall being the leadoff hitter.
Joanne Wall looking to get on base for the St. John's Redskins.
And I tell you, with this pitcher, I would probably throw a couple of change-ups because Joanne's very aggressive at the plate, so she's looking for fastball. And being able to change the speed is going to help her tremendously against Joanne. And first pitch fastball, a little bit high. First pitch, second pitch, just inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Now, if you're Joanne, I think you're looking for a pitch here that you can drive because the pitcher's got to come to you. And she hits one high. Center field. Center fielder backs up. She's on the warning track. Just over her head. Bounces.
And that is out.
Bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. So Joanne sees a pitch that she can hit. She drives it deep center field, just over the head of the center fielder for the ground rule double.
Cheers from the Wall family.
I'd like to see St. John's start gaining some confidence after that, but we'll see what happens. Another pitch, pop up.
And that will just land right between.
Joanne is being waved around, but stops just past the third base. So we have runners at first and third, no outs.
Olivia Wiltbank with the single.
And Greg from St. Augustine says, Happy Mother's Day to all the moms and grandmas out there. And his grandma Shirley is 96.
96. That's a good life right there.
That's awesome. My grandpa was in his 90s when he passed away a few years back, and definitely enjoy every moment you can with your grandma, because they're special. Grandmas are special. Mothers are special, but grandmothers are a little bit more.
Well, I'm looking forward to being grandmother status then.
Well, someday. But you're the most special to me, babe.
Thanks. Are you trying to get out of the doghouse?
I'm trying to move in from the doghouse.
Is this Ashton up to bat? Our pitcher, Ashton Crosby.
Ashton's up to bat. Runners first, third, no outs.
The sun is going down and a little bit in my eyes. So.
First pitch strike as the runner takes off for second. And
goes into home and is safe. Joanne Wall scores, and Olivia advances to third.
I didn't know on that play, because St. Augustine had a play on where they throw the ball to the shortstop near second base, and then she goes firing to home. And I didn't think Joanne got quite the jump she needed to beat the throw, and she's able to dive past the tag. So great job by Joanne scoring, but the play was set up perfectly by St. Augustine's, just didn't get it done.
Have you noticed that Joanne dives?
She's all heart. She's like the Pete Rose, and Pete Rose made that slide famous.
I asked her mom why she dove, and she said it's because her dad Alan got hurt sliding when he was in high school, and so they've always taught their kids to dive.
That's interesting. And that pitch gets past the catcher.
And Olivia scores. That'll be 4 runs for the St. John's Redskins.
So it's either 7 or 8-4 right now. I lost track. I got caught up a little bit extra at work today and was unable to print out a score sheet so I could try to keep score. And our scoreboard is down here. So we'll try to reach out to somebody and get a score.
That was a beautiful hit by Ashton Crosby for a single.
How's it? It's a hard hit ground ball that got to right field.
Looks like the Redskins bats are getting hot here. See if they can keep it going.
And now they have a courtesy runner. And the difference is with Ashton being the pitcher, St. John's can bring a runner in for her without it being a substitution.
Yes.
If it's not a pitcher or a catcher, it's a substitution. And they have the courtesy runner in there to speed up the game so that the pitcher and the catcher would be ready to go back out onto the field as soon as the inning's over.
Do we know who our courtesy runner is?
I don't. And then foul ball.
Fouls it off.
Number 14.
Is this Brooke?
Ryan B.
Oh, Ryan Baca.
Ryan Baca. Must be a relative.
I believe so.
Another pitch, a little bit outside.
Ryan is another freshman on first.
Greg's grandma, Shirley, was one of the first female executives to ever work for Howard Hughes.
That is awesome.
That's a great legacy right there. Swing and a miss. Oh, change up just a bit high. You know, that's what's so tough about her changeup is the motion. Everything is exactly the same, and then it comes out of that hand wickedly slow. Foul ball. That's going to get out of play. And we have one of our baseball stars down there bringing that ball in, hustling after the ball. Strike. Tough pitch again. Fastball at the letters for strike 3.
Who do we have up?
I don't know. Drive to left center field. That ball is gone.
That is a home run.
And that's number 1. Brooke.
That is Brooke. She actually scored. Didn't she score on her last at bat?
And that played 6 for the Lady Redskins. That puts them right back in this ball game. 1 or 2 runs down.
Brooke is a catcher, a sophomore.
She hit that ball and it just barely cleared the fence. It doesn't matter if it clears by an inch or 100 miles. You get to enjoy your trip around the bases. Now we have Hannah.
Hannah Burt.
Hannah
To
Bird.
bat. 1 out.
I think so. And a swing and a miss. And a pitch, change up. I tell you, that change
Wow.
change up is nasty. Oh my! I would
That
not
was
want
a
to try to hit
beautiful
that.
pitch.
I tell you, again, everything's the same, and then it comes out, and it's just like, holy cow! And like I said, again, in baseball, you have that curve that's so slow, but breaks 100 miles. It seems like, and it buckles the hitter's knees. That changeup does the exact same thing. Oh, strike at the knees for another strikeout. 2 down.
Is that 6 strikeouts now for her?
I think it is 6 strikeouts.
We really need a stat sheet.
We do. I should have got a stat sheet. I wish we had a scoreboard deal. I think it's 6 for the Lady Redskins, and St. Augustine has either 7 or 8, I believe. We're going to try to reach out to somebody who may know for us and try to get you the score. I ran out of fingers and toes.
Your toes are long enough, you should be able to count 2 on them.
Yeah, but they're nasty. I don't like to show them off. Oh, great pitch. Inside corner for a strike. I tell you, she's that's a very good pitcher down there.
Now it's worth watching this game just to see this pitching.
Strike, swing and a miss. Greg says it's 7, so I think we have a 6-7 ball game.
Thank you, Greg.
Glad someone can add. University of Dayton education, right there.
There you go.
Oh, wow, that was inside corner. Looked a little bit too much inside. And swing and a miss, another strikeout.
Strikeout number 7.
She's given up. St. Augustine has 7 runs, and she has 7 strikeouts. She is dominant.
So we have a 7-6 ball game.
I believe it's 7-6. I even forgot the inning. Are we in the 5th?
I did too. I think we are in the 5th.
7 Ks. We're right on 7 Ks. 8-6. He says the ball game is the score. So St. Augustine's up by 2. A little bit more pep in the step of the Lady Redskins. St. Augustine huddles before they go into the dugout. Coach is saying, hey, look, they're going to score some runs, but we're up. And we've been hitting the ball well, so don't worry about it. Just go back out there and get busy with the bats again.
Little shout out to my son at home, Kale, celebrating Star Wars Day today.
We're going to take a quick break real quick, let Judge Latham kind of explain a little bit of what we do and how we got here.
Welcome to another Legacy Teen Production broadcast. My name is Judge Mike Latham. We founded Legacy Teen Productions in 2020 as one of the many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. Our goal was to provide high school students with the opportunity to learn about video production, editing, camera operation, and live streaming. Each broadcast is filmed and produced by local high school students and mentors from the Loft Legacy Teen Centers. These broadcasts highlight the athletic skills and talents of our local youth and provide friends and relatives across the world the opportunity to watch our youth compete and perform. These broadcasts would not be possible without the dedication of our Loft mentors, Paul Hancock and Victor Chavez, as well as our amazing volunteers, announcers, and student camera crews. On behalf of Legacy Teen Productions, we hope you enjoy the broadcast.
Hey, welcome back. The batter was almost to the plate, and then she went back towards the dugout, and the coaches are having a discussion. Coach Moten was talking to the home plate umpire. Not sure. Might be a substitution. I'm not sure what's going on.
To finish my earlier thought, shout out to Kale and any of the rest of you Star Wars fans. Today, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Looks like number 8, maybe? Pompa? That first pitch, swing and a miss for a strike. You know, we like to play Judge Latham a little bit to kind of explain what we're doing and the program that we got. And foul ball, no balls, 2 strikes. And he kind of explains it a little bit better, the programming and how we got to here. We're building another one of our teen centers in Eager. It'll be called the Lodge, and it'll be up probably this August. I think we plan on opening it. And
Another
just
hit.
seeing eye single gets past between third base, shortstop to the left fielder. Fires it to
Stays
second.
on first.
So, and we haven't been broadcasting, doing live streams very long. We kind of started last year, a couple of football games, a few basketball games. We were getting ready to do baseball, softball, and COVID hit and shut us down. And so we didn't get a whole lot, and a bunt. That ball's foul. Didn't get much going. Then we started in football this year and pretty much did every home game, a couple of the playoff games, did every basketball home game and a couple of playoff games, and we've been trying to do baseball, softball at home. So we're still pretty new at this. We're trying to get better. We're working on getting some of our youth more engaged in this, and I think next year with the help of the new principal, we'll be able to get a few more kids. So runner on first.
During the other sports, it seems like we had students involved more.
Well, it's tough. I mean,
Basketball was good because it was after they were out of school.
yeah,
Yes.
basketball, football, everyone was out of school. Today, kids are still in school or just finishing up school, so it's harder to get them to come out here, and they'd have to get released early. So I understand why we don't have as many, but we still feel that it was important for us to do it for the kids. So Victor and I and my wife were able to get out here and get this done. It's popped up to Chantel, who got on the
Nice.
outfield grass, but overthrows the pitcher, keeps the runner at first though. So we have an out.
Nice reach back catch there by Chantel. I don't think the kids would mind being released early.
No, and they need to
Their
be in school.
teachers might.
They need to be in school. They need to get their education. We agree with that. And the batter runner goes.
They
and
get her.
Thrown out at second for the
Nice.
third out of the inning. That's a great out. That's a great inning for St. John's. They were able to keep St. Augustine from scoring. And as they were able to cut the lead to 8-6, they were able to get in and out of the inning rather quickly. No more damage done. And now they can see what their bats can do. And so both of you know, Stanton hit a home run. It's 2-1. Yankees over the Houston Astros.
It's about time they're winning.
Well, I think Coach Dusty Baker for the Astros was a little bit worried about going into New York with fans there now after Trash Can Gate. Got worried for a minute, Victor. I thought our stream ended because my phone stopped working.
Oh, man.
So I hit it, and we're still going. And you're right, Greg. Ashton does look like she's getting stronger, gaining some confidence. But this is a tough St. Augustine team down there.
They're aggressive with their batting. Their
So
pitcher.
you can tell that Coach Moten has really taught them well. And they play some tough teams down there. Benson they played, and Benson is probably the best team in the 2A division. They are phenomenal. They're extremely well coached. They have great pitching. So St. Augustine plays some very, very good teams down in the South. I usually see Benson when they come up to the Payson tournament every year. In fact, I think they're in Payson today, or they were in Payson over the weekend. And the Payson tournament is a tournament that to make money for a foundation of a young lady very young girl who was killed in a car accident with the family. And Benson fundraises and brings up money every year to donate to that cause. So hats off to Benson. But again, tough teams that St. Augustine plays. As that ball is hit to the center fielder, just past her outreach glove.
Going for 2.
And she's going for 3.
She's going for a triple and will make it.
And turns like she wants to go home. Was that Chantel?
I believe so.
That's some aggressive base running. It's quick.
That was aggressive base running.
I believe that is Chantel, and I think she got some frustration out of her first 2 at-bats out on that one, and she was running very hard from the get-go. And a bunt. Oh, great fake by the pitcher. Runs the runner back to third base. Saving a run. That's a smart, heady play by the pitcher.
That was a smart play. Runners on first and third for the Redskins.
First and third with Joanne Wall, the leader and the lone senior of this team. Last at bat, Joanne tomahawked one to the fence. And that ball gets past the catcher. Chantel comes in, is able to walk in.
We have some horns honking, celebrating that score.
And opposite of earlier in the game, St. Augustine's dugout was extremely excited, and right now the St. John's dugout's getting excited. St. Augustine still has the lead.
And still has a great pitcher.
That ball just inside and gets past the catcher.
Runner advances to third. Joanne's mom told me that she cannot get her uniform clean because it's always, she slides in, that dirt will not come off.
That ball just low, 3 balls, no strike count.
Shows you how aggressive of a player Joanne is, though. I've never seen a game where that front of that uniform is not covered in dirt.
And just inside again.
Joanne will take the base.
That might have been one of those unintentional, intentional walks. Like, if I can get
That
you to
could
swing
be.
at something bad, I'll get you to swing at something bad, but I'm not going to give you anything to hit. Now it puts St. Augustine, puts St. John's in double play situation, but with the 1 run, they're going to do everything they can to stop the runner from third scoring. And Joanne's off. Throw to the shortstop.
Runner advances to second. So we have runners on second and third.
Second, third. I believe no outs.
No outs. And Olivia Wiltbank up to bat.
That ball off the shin guard of the catcher, who does not know where it is. If they're not careful, Joanne's round third and scores.
Scores 2 for the St. John's Redskins.
I believe at that point it takes St. John's up 1 run at this point. And that ball took a weird kick off of the shin guard of the catcher, and it went towards the batter's circle, on deck circle of the Redskins, and the catcher just never saw where it went. And ball hit. Third baseman comes up firing, and
She's safe.
just got there. Good hustle down the first baseline.
Nice. We picked that walk-up music.
Now, Mirror Images told us River Valley, who's also in 2A, is a 3rd seed and undefeated, and they've not had to play more than 5 innings this season. They're 17-0, 10 shutouts,
Wow.
and have not given up more than 2 runs all season, and they dropped down from 3A. Looks like there's some heady competition. And Round Valley, who's 30 miles from here, they've had a great season. They They've lost one game to Sholo the other day.
You know, it'll be a fun tournament to watch in 2A, I believe.
It will be. There's, Benson's very good. They're very well coached. They're like the perennial team to beat, and you could pencil them in probably at the beginning of the year every year as a favorite. But it's softball, and if you have a pitcher like St. Augustine has, you've got a chance every time. So it's.
You have a pitcher like this, aggressive bat hitting.
So
aggressive hitting.
And you look at St. Augustine with 6 freshmen, their future is bright and a great coach. And that pitch is for a strike.
Our son Kale said he finally tuned in to watch us.
Hi, Kale. The Hancock trio is complete, except you can only comment. Little chin music there.
So he didn't hear my shout out, so I'll say it again. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day.
We're missing him today.
We're missing him today. We are.
We are missing Kale. Kale yesterday at the baseball game was Mr. Hustle, trying to get every single foul ball that he could. Looks like the baseball team has left to get ready for practice. And that sounded like a foul tip for a strike.
They figure they better get some practice in before the sun gets completely down.
They'll find out later today, maybe tomorrow, who they'll play. As they played early. They played yesterday and were able to defeat Arizona Lutheran, and that pitch goes right past Ashton for a strikeout. Again, St. Augustine pitcher just tough. She's bringing it today. And there's a pop-up. First baseman gets to it for the out. There's 2 outs in this inning. Now we have Brooke up.
2 outs. Runner on second.
And I think St. John's has finally taken the lead. I believe they have a 1-run lead with some very aggressive base running.
We have a good crowd here today. This beautiful day.
That ball just inside. And there's a drive. It gets down in left field, and they wave the run around third base. And Brooks able to get a stand-up double. And they played another run.
Brooke is a great little athlete, soccer player, softball.
What grade is she?
She's a sophomore.
Which class?
Good student.
What hour of yours?
4th.
4th hour.
She's a great student.
And
a lot of
great
fun
pitch.
to teach.
And my wife, Suzanne, here is the sophomore English teacher for St. John's. So, the way I speak, I usually get in a lot of trouble.
He's getting better.
Great. I love that changeup.
That's why I can't keep track of the score. I don't teach math. No stats here. I can quote you some Shakespeare, though.
Yeah, in my career, I don't have to do much math either. And a pop up to the pitcher, looks like. She gets underneath it and
That'll
retires the
end
side.
The inning.
I believe St. John's took a 2-run lead. At that point, I think maybe we're in the 6th. And we're going to go ahead and let you hear from Judge Latham again.
We hope you're enjoying today's Legacy Teen Production broadcast. Legacy Teen Productions is one of many proactive youth engagement programs that are part of our Legacy Teen Centers. We created the first Legacy Teen Center, The Loft, in St. John's, Arizona, in 2017 to provide local high school students with a free, safe, positive, fun place where they could gather together outside of school. The Loft has musical instruments, free guitar lessons, computer access with high-speed internet, video games, art supplies, pool tables, ping pong, air hockey, a recording studio with audio editing equipment, video production equipment, a kitchen, cooking classes, and much more. The loft also hosts dances, parties, summer outdoor hikes, special events, and much more. We are planning to open our second Legacy Teen Center in Round Valley this spring, the Lodge. The goal of the Legacy Teen Centers is to proactively engage with our youth, provide them resources to learn new skills, build a stronger sense of belonging and personal connections, and hopefully spark inspiration and passion in their lives. I wanted to thank Paul Hancock, Victor Chavez, Hannah Wilkinson, and the Gwynns for making the Loft program successful. Big thank you to Judge Butch Gennels for teaching free guitar lessons each week. And finally, we are grateful to the Apache County leadership, local school officials, and the St. John.
And we're back. And we have number 7, Santa Cruz, leading off. And we just heard from Miss Wall that it is the top of the 5th inning as she hits it to the second baseman, comes up firing as about a step got her out. Great play. And we've heard from Stephen Palmer, who says he loves the Loft. And Alessandra Santa Cruz was a transfer from Sabino. She lost her junior season due to the COVID outbreak and really has been the glue that has held this team together this year. That dang COVID ruined a lot of baseball, softball for kids last year. So I'm glad that they could play this year, and I'm glad that she's had a great season, and it's always good to hear that someone is able to be the glue that keeps the team together.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of that, the transfers that certain schools weren't playing.
And that ball just inside at the knees for a ball. That's one thing that's been a challenge this year, having officiated football, basketball, and there's a drive and that's a ground rule double, left field fence, one bouncing over. But having, officiating football, basketball, baseball, and softball, and having to deal with all the restrictions that we've done, I think for me, it's been worth it to allow the kids to play. So whatever we can do to get these kids to play the game that they love, I'm for it.
This number 16, I don't recall her name.
Walsh.
I think she's had a hit every time.
I think so. She's been tough and a tough out. Now we have Martinez up to bat, the designated player. And there's a pop-up. It's going to get just beyond the second baseman. Right fielder comes up throwing to third base and throws it up the line a little bit. So we have runners at first and third.
One out.
I don't recall.
Victor says yes. One out.
And great block by the catcher, but the runner at first, Martinez, is able to advance to second place. We have runners at second and third.
St. Augustine is continuing to battle at the plate.
And a strike.
To be aggressive with their hitting.
St. Augustine, like I said, they're a good little ball club. They're well coached. They're doing a lot of things well and a lot of things right today. And a little pop-up. It's going to land, and we have a throw it home.
Tag out.
And is able to get the runner out. Runner advances to third, and we have a runner at first. With 2 outs, Coach.
St. John's coach yelling for us. We got 2.
Coach Nielsen has let us know that there are 2 outs.
Giving our team some encouragement.
And
there's a hit.
Hit to short, comes up firing, and is able to get the runner at first base. So with 2 left on base, no run score. And we go to the bottom of the 5th.
This is turning into quite the ball game.
I love softball. I'm a baseball guy. Played it my whole life. Played it in high school. I started officiating the spring sports, and my dad, who was there, commissioner, said, sign up for softball. I'm like, I don't want to deal with softball, Dad. And he's like, you'll love it. It's a better game, Paul. And so I signed up for it, started doing a few games for him, and I'll be honest, I really don't care if I ever do another baseball game. Softball, to me, is a much better sport. We have one of our members of the production crew showing up on the roof with us.
Howdy, y'all.
How are you, TJ?
I'm good. How are you?
How's track going?
Pretty good.
All right. And TJ is an amazing singer. She sings the national anthem at our home basketball games. Do you do it in football games too? She's done it for football as well, and she runs track. Or
Throws.
she throws track. So her and we see eye to eye on that. We're not big into running.
She runs a camera for some of these productions. She does it all.
She was one of our main fixtures in basketball on the cameras. She did a phenomenal job. And she would double duty it. She'd go over there, sing the national anthem, and then work the camera for the basketball game, doing a great job for us.
And she was good in wrestling. She got those
Oh.
down views.
She also, she did our wrestling for us as well. Hard worker, great kid.
Our goalie in soccer. She's like all around kid here.
Oh, speaking of which, I finally figured out which school I'm committing to. UCLA.
St. Augustine. Warm up, almost complete. Looks like we have Darcy Cox coming up to bat. Is that correct?
Number 20? I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chantel in the on-deck circle.
Sometimes I can't tell from here what their number is or see their face because of the sun.
Well, in the ponytail. The ponytail covers the back real well.
Yes, but I can see the mannerisms of the girls. And because we're a small school, I can tell a lot of them just by the way they carry themselves.
Absolutely. So, bottom of the 5th.
We already had it. I can't really do
Hand up to bat, and the pitch. Great pitch, strike. I think she's pretty much thrown a strike the first pitch against almost every batter.
I think so.
but I should be ready for state.
So you love to see that.
Might as well swing if she's throwing a strike.
Oh, turns to bunt, brings him up, pulls the bat back for a ball. And Greg, I agree with you. A quick first out here would be important for Gracia. Oh, great pitch to the third baseman. Comes up, throws across the infield, gets the out.
Gets the out, one out.
So great start to this bottom of the
We're back
5th
to
inning.
the top of the batting order with Chantel Perry, a.k.a. Yankees.
Chantel's favorite team is the Yankees, and she wears number 2 because of her favorite player, Mr. Jeter.
Chantel, another great lady on the St. John's Redskins team.
And Chantel, as part of our legacy production crew, was the voice for the Lady Redskin basketball team. So we have a great relationship with Chantel, and we root for her heavily.
Also the junior class president. We just finished out doing prom about a month ago. Chantel was heavily involved in the success of that prom.
Great
Prom
young
queen. She's the prom queen.
prom queen. And a drive up the middle. Gets past the center fielder. Chantel, who was running hard last time, is
Comes up with a double.
staying at second. So with a 1-out double.
Yeah. I was happy when I saw this as one of the options because I was like, oh my gosh, that describes my life perfectly.
Greg's an Oriole fan. Doesn't look like he's too happy to hear about the Yankees.
Sorry, Greg.
And pass ball gets past the catcher.
You should
and
be
Chantel
happy
moves.
this year because the Yankees are not doing well.
So runner on third.
Still a lot of baseball to be played. I'm still holding out hope for it.
And another pitch to the backstop. And Chantel slides past
The
home
catcher
base.
gets the ball, just not in time for the out.
Another add-on run for the Lady Redskins. I believe that's a 3-run lead. So, Kale, we hope you're feeling better and that you were able to take a nap. And strike. Big swing and a miss. That's 2 balls and a strike.
Without anyone there to check on him, I'm seriously doubting he took a nap.
Oh, I'm sure he's flipping a coin deciding which team to play on Madden. Oh, great pitch.
I haven't heard from him, so I don't know if he's watching us anymore.
And Greg kind of like you in football and me in football. His favorite team in baseball is the Orioles and anyone who's playing the Yankees. Our second favorite team in football is anyone playing the Cowboys. It hit to the shortstop. What a gun. That was a great throw.
That was a great throw.
And he's able to get her out by a step.
That's 2 outs.
That was a tremendous throw for 2 outs. And Joanne Wall.
Our lone senior, Joanne Wall,
I think
up
we
to
should,
bat. I
she
wonder
should
if
just be called Pigpen.
I wonder. That's a good nickname for her. I wonder if her grandparents in the Gila Valley, Thatcher, are watching.
And Joanne comes from a big family, has lots of extended family, and I'm sure that a few of them are watching. And
Any Palmers or Walls out there watching Joanne?
well, we know Uncle
Shout
Stephen
out
is.
to you, Uncle Stephen.
We know he's been on.
Yes.
And tough pitch inside for a strike. And Greg said that great base running by St. John's and saying how well coached they are. So I'm sure the coach does appreciate that. And another changeup. That's just a little bit high.
Now this has been a fun game to watch. Both teams playing hard, playing well. St. John's a little bit slower start.
Oh, there's a pop-up to the pitcher. She says, I got this, I got this. Third baseman says, I can't hear you. Hopefully the pitcher's okay after that collision.
That was a
The third baseman's able to keep hold of the ball
hard collision.
for the 3rd out. And she's up.
Again, playing hard. Both of those girls going for the ball, making sure that someone came up with it. Just the communication wasn't heard.
She looks like she's okay. Coaches will be checking on her. She's pitched a tremendous ball game. I've had a lot of fun watching her pitch. Stephen Palmer says, go, Joanne. A little late on that one, buddy.
Well, maybe the Wi-Fi's or the signal.
It's a little bit slow because of this internet speed. There's a few second delay between the play and the...
Is that to make sure we can edit out anything that you say that shouldn't be aired?
No, we don't have enough time for that.
I could probably change that. Like next year on the hotspot list.
What's that?
On the hotspot list.
You know, ever since the Janet Jackson debacle, everyone has to have a delay.
I had nothing to do with that.
But that's what happened after that. Then everything went to delay.
In a lot of ways, probably a pretty smart move. So anyway, I believe we're at the top of the 6th inning. And we've had I would say we've had a pretty well pitched game and pretty well played game. Ashton's been consistently around the plate. St. Augustine shows that they have the bats and that they can hit the ball, and they've done that, and they've hit it hard. And they've played well, and St. John's is finally able to catch up with the St. Augustine pitcher and played it a few runs. So here as we get started, top of the 6th inning.
We have some chanting, cheering from the dugout. That's always something nice to hear in softball.
Yeah, St. Augustine dugout's trying to will their team to hit the ball and to get excited. And first pitch, upper strike zone right there at the numbers.
Beautiful pitch by Ashton Crosby. It's like her dad, Brandon, standing up in support over there of Ashton.
And hit right back to Ashton. Fielder position. That was number 17. Looks like Heath. So it looks like St. Augustine might have gone to their bench a little bit. And just a bit outside.
That was a nice pitch, just a little outside.
So we have the blanket crew up there on the dugout just above the third base dugout, sitting in the shade, staying out of the wind, but having the blankets on so they can stay warm.
I understand that because as the sun's going down, I'm getting a little chilly myself.
And right at the knees, great pitch for a strike.
Now this time of year up here in St. John's, we can be 75.
And right up the middle, Joanne Wall comes up with the ball, throws it into second base to hold her to a single. That looks like his number 8, Pampa.
75 in the day, and then it can get down to 40, 35 at night.
Well, up here in Northeast Arizona, the old adage is true. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute, it'll change on us. We had a game last week. It ended up being rained out, and 20 minutes later, the sun's out. And it warmed up probably 20 degrees, too, so.
Which Snowflake was happy about, since St. John's was beating them at that point. Coach is talking to the umpire down there.
Probably making some changes. And the coach leaves now, and looks like he's got everything settled down there with Mr. Watson. And we have Ted Watson behind the plate and Elmer Murray on the bases. They both traveled probably 2 hours to get down here for this softball game. They're from the Chinle area.
Grateful for them coming down.
And foul ball. Elmer's daughter was a great basketball player on the Chinle Lady Wildcats basketball team. When I go up there to do a basketball game in the den up there, I always see Elmer on the side of the court. Another strike.
I love that name, Elmer. You don't hear that anymore.
He's a great guy too. He's a contractor up there.
I have a great uncle named Elmer.
Just high. And throw it first. Runner gets back in time. And
that was a heads-up play to throw that to first.
Gustavo Alentar says, give a shout out to Georgette Alcantar on St. Augustine's. And a strikeout.
Strikeout for Ashton.
That's 2 down.
Runner on first.
Just a little bit low as it bounces over the plate. A little bit high. And both Ted and Elmer are multi-sport officials. I think Ted does volleyball. Elmer does football. I've had him as my umpire in football games, and they both do basketball.
We're grateful for our umpires, our officials this year, allowing the kids to play, being willing to come out.
And that ball hit just in front of the plate. and the catcher's able to get it and throw the runner out at first. And Coach Moten, as he walks past Mr. Watson, gives him a fist bump. Oh, that looks like that was the 7th. We were an inning off, so I'm not sure what the final score was. But the officials are leaving.
We were off by an inning or 2.
We were off. I thought we were in the 6th, but so we have a St. John's win. St. John's advances and plays the. They're in the tournament. We're not sure who they play yet, but they will be on the road. To the St. Augustine team, St. Augustine fans, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys. We really enjoyed watching these young ladies play, and that's a great ball club. Great pitching, great hitting. Just came up a little bit short. St. John's was able to have a couple good innings there late to push themselves over the top of it.
This was a great game to watch on both sides, and hope that the St. Augustine team has a safe trip home, that long trip home, and look forward to seeing them next year. With their young ball club, they should be back strong.
Absolutely. They're well coached. Coach Pablo waving to us. Coach Moten. Good luck to you guys.
Good luck to the St. John's Redskins heading down to state now this weekend.
Our Tanner says it was 11-6. So anyway, good luck St. John's, St. Augustine. Good luck to you guys next year. Obviously, definitely a safe trip home. To the fans, we appreciate you guys. So thanks for tuning in. And this is Paul and Suzanne from Legacy Teen Productions. Have a good evening.